Hello everyone, Nick here looking at Canopy Growth. Really the only pot stock I contemplate on trading, and I do track it for friends. I haven't traded in a while, but the last few videos have been, actually all the videos I do on it are spot on, because I'm not just predicting stuff, I'm just saying what's going on with the chart. So the last video, 2 videos ago, I called a good bottom here that played out well. Somewhere around here I did another video saying I would trail my profits, and that was the right thing to do. That doesn't mean short it. It just means don't be a pig about it. I said if I own call, I sell calls against them, and that would have been genius. And then you trail, meaning, okay, where do I exit? You just chase your bug out moment. So, and then I also said during that video that don't waste a good wind up toy like this. So this is consolidation. When it fell into here, it found support. It's not surprising, almost to the penny, almost to the penny. Okay, so confirmation of a good solid floor, and now they're coming back to the whole zone, so they're trying to hold it. Okay, so if I haven't gotten out from here, this is not a place to panic. Could it fall? It can fall, and I bet it'll find another set of support here. So the Canopy is apparently it's got a good balance sheet. Do your due diligence there. I'm not an expert at the company itself or the industry itself, but I'm looking at what's happening here. So long term, I'm going to take out all the lines. I'm going to go to, what is this? So I'm going to go to a weekly to take out all the noise. So this is the big picture in its young life. The industry is fighting everything, right? Everything that the economy is fighting, everything that everything else is fighting, plus it's freaking illegal. So it is hard for them to make great headway. These are intrepid companies, so they should get credit. When federally they're not recognized as legit, and they're trying to make a go of it. So any progress they make is like they're blazing the trail. So rallies into the point of control. So this is where mathematically they fought over it the most for this period of time. It's a pretty long period of time, at least a couple of years, 2-3 years. So when you come up into it, it's going to be resistance, because whoever fought over it, they're going to fight over it again, and it just creates congestion. So if it's rallying, the buyers are overwhelming the sellers. So it'd be like buy, 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 sell, sell, buy, 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 sell. So overwhelming. That's why it rises, right? And then it hits a point where everybody wants to be active. So it'll be buy, buy, sell, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, buy, sell, sell. So then, well, it just doesn't. Something going on with Hertz apparently. Okay, so from a level perspective, I don't love where it's at, because it fell from a pivot. So you can see here, right there was a pivot, and right there being 1630-ish. Let's call it 1650 for round numbers. And that's the, okay, there was a period of time where I called a really strong bounce. I'm going to say right here. And it was based on one thing and one thing only. 2 years, the 2016 poke that failed miserably and took a whole year to come back, and then they used it as support. So clearly a sharp point in time. I'm glad I did this video. I did not know this was going to happen, because I did not look at the chart earlier. And it's right there, almost. So in theory, they're coming back into this sharp point in time that has served for so many moves up and down. It's not going to be butter going through it, but if they do, then it should become solid floor. So I don't like the fact that they haven't broken down from this descending channel. But that moment in time is coming. So what they're going to do is they're going to continue on. That was an opportunity in GDX if you want. Traded it well last week. So many ways you can trend this thing. So let's go with the most optimistic. So you see it's going down a channel. You want to see it break out of the channel. So that's a trend level breakout. I prefer level breakouts. So at what point, if it breaks out from here, somebody chases it immediately as soon as it breaks out the trend. I'd rather wait for the level breakout and then chase it, even though I miss out on a few bucks, but it'll have a few fake outs. So the first level of resistance is right here, and we'll find a value to it in a second, because I know somebody's driving and is going to complain about it. Where's here? Like, you shouldn't be driving. And anyway, so, and this would be another place to bug out, and same here. So by bug out, it's going to be resistance. So the first level of resistance, if it rallies, is 2340. Second level is going to be about 2620, but it's a whole zone. And this level should be like impossible to penetrate for a long while. So anytime you get a bounce, book your profits. If you're in it for the long term, then I would sell calls against my position. I'll give you an example. I own puts in the QQQ and the IWM, and they're profitable because I timed it well. I didn't chase. So I have an asset, and it's profitable. And if I like it, like if you like your CGC long stock or calls, then put it to work. So what I did is I sold against my longs for expiration for this week. So if the floor doesn't fall out from under the indices this week, this money I collected this week will be extra profits in my pocket while I continue to hold my beloved asset. In this case, it's a put. In your case, it would be a call. Or somebody else's case would be a put if it's on the downside. So whatever asset I have, I should put it to work by selling puts or calls against it to collect money. And I should be smart about it. I shouldn't just sell willy-nilly. I should do the homework and see what levels are, quote, safe to do, not likely to come, because then that will just terminate the rally in your favor. So if the ticker I'm shorting, if the IWM goes to 0, I limited my profits by doing this. But if it doesn't, then I beef them up. Okay, so this is the idea of it. In this case, just listen to the chart. The CGC is going into, on the long term, into a pivotal point. So I wouldn't be overly optimistic, overly bullish. This is a 5-minute chart that should give you shorter term level triggers. So on this level time frame, I see 1650, hello, again, as a failure today. Even if they overcome it, they have 2 failures at 1670, 1666, and a huge failure. Okay, nice gap. Oh, everybody wants to fill the gap. Gaps this big usually are not easy to get going into. So 17, I would probably short it for a trade or sell call or fade. I wouldn't buy fresh calls at 17. I wouldn't buy it approaching 1650 or 1666. I would wait for them to overcome it to buy it. On the 5-minute chart, these are trading comments. Don't get pissed off at me saying, oh my gosh, you called it lower. You said short. I did not say anything of the sort. I'm saying the short-term trading. So here's another short-term trading comment. Slightly less short-term than the one previous on the 5-minute. This is a 30-minute chart. And if I'm actively trading CGC, I should look at all these time frames. If I'm not, then I'm winging it, and the opponent is way better than I am. All right, so nice straight line. Sorry, brand new brand of coffee. Okay, so this is the ledge from which they just fell, and that's the gap we were talking about. They're not going to be easy to fill. If they get here, that's an exit point. If I'm long, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Those are 2 exit points. It's a zone that's going to be a lot of resistance. This gap, it's just like this gap, way too big to just crack into it. Okay, freaky headline could come out and say somebody bought them. It goes through. But normal price action, not going to go through. So where's the risk? You're trying to hold the line. That's awesome. But now it's like a complex head and shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4 shoulders. 1, 2, whatever, how many ever. So lose this neckline and you're going to revert to 15. Why 15? It could go to 14, but 15 it should start seeing support. So technically it would be this much, 14. But if this was an aberration, then hey, they'll find some support first. Maybe they'll do this. Again, I'm not calling it down there. But now you see, tight, something has got to give. Boop, bap. Boop, bap. How about that? Okay, so that's the only thing I see here. Do I need to look at ACB? No, almost the same thing. Tight action, something's got to give. So back to CGC. Tight action, something's got to give. Okay, if you like neat lines, you can do this. You know, this is a floor that extends left. And then if you wanted to do the same thing on the upper end, so this is where somebody tracking the trend line will start chasing as soon as the trend line breaks. Or you can chase it. Whoops, sorry about that. Or you can chase it from, I double-clicked it. Again, coffee. From here, the break of the level. And then fail, and then fill. Fail, fill. Oh, okay, so there we go. Trend line breakout, level breakout. Capiche? Next signing out. Oh, chat room is up and running. It's really cool. Just be a cool person, no jerks. Link in the description. Give it a go.